Hello and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and today I'm doing a tag called From Seed to Soul by Kate from Moonflower Moments. So she did this spring garden inspired tag. There are 10 prompts, which I'll list down below. And the first one is Arbor, a deck that acts as a portal into a new world. And for me, one of the decks that does that is the Witch Sisters Tarot. It's based on Scottish folklore, and I appreciate that a lot. It feels very much like a certain place. And to me, it is used for mostly hedge riding or journeying, whatever you want to call it. I sort of use those terms interchangeably. But this is a deck I use a lot for those sorts of experiences. It just, I don't know, the first time I used it for that, it just clicked, and I used it for that ever since. And it is beautiful and a bit wild. So yeah, this is the portal into the world of spirits, plant spirits mostly, in my case. So that is the Witch Sisters. Number two is a pathway, Number two, let's try that again, is Pathway, a deck that gives you direction or provides you with a choice. And so this one that I've made for myself, Prairie Herbalist Tarot, gives me the direction in terms of the plants that I should work with the Witch Sisters Tarot, with the journey that I do, how to develop relationships with plants further, direction in terms of which plants to work with at any given moment, maybe which relationships I've been neglecting, that sort of thing. So I find it very useful for that. So it's a very specific case that it would give me directions for, but directions in spiritual engagement, I guess, is what I would call that. Number three is a fountain, a deck that created a ripple effect in your life. So I've got two for this. I've got the Gentle Tarot, and I've got the Herbcrafters Tarot, because these ones were, I had a couple tarot decks before this, but they were very much RWS clones. And sorry, that one's doing a weird shadow thing. Lovely. And these ones were the first ones I got that were not that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It just, these ones gave me ideas of what tarot could be beyond that. And other ways I could interact with it and interact with the world around me. And it was just a fascinating discovery. So, yeah, I wouldn't have considered anything like making my own plant tarot if I hadn't seen the Herbcrafters first. So, and the Dandelion is perfect for the Fool. I love it. I love this deck a lot, even though there are some plants I don't really. Yucca we technically have, even though it's not supposed to be here. It's made itself at home here. There are a few of these plants. Hemlock I don't think I have around me. Black cohosh doesn't grow around here. So there are a few that I'm not super familiar with, which is why I made my own. But this was, I think, about the third or fourth deck I ever got. And it really did give me all sorts of ideas about what tarot could do. So that's fun. And then Garden Bench, a deck that begs you to sit in contemplation. So for that, I picked the Roots of Asia Tarot, which I think is out of French and English, but I got this on eBay in French, and I think you can still get it on eBay in German as well, if you're interested. And this is a Buddhist-centered deck, where, maybe I should zoom in a little. A lot of decks are very Western, have a lot of European Christian sort of symbolism. This does very much not do that. This is a very Eastern Buddhist centered deck, and a lot of the cards have a sort of cubist style, and it just really makes me sit down and sort of get into a more meditative state of mind. And I appreciate it for that. It's also just gorgeous. I love the colors and the style of this one. I don't use it nearly enough. Although I suppose that could be said about several decks now. Oh well. So that's the Tarot Racine Desi, Roots of Asia, for the garden bench. The next one, oh, and I'm struggling with tuck boxes again. Well, that's typical. All right, garden tools. A deck that is not afraid to do the dirty work. So for that, I picked the New Elements Tarot, because it can be pretty harsh when it needs to be. Not every card is harsh, but some of them are pretty confronting. So fair warning if you don't like confronting. Like, that's beautiful. And that's fantastic. I love that. This, okay. Illusion. Let's see if I come across ones that are a bit more challenging, shall we say. It does, I mean, Animals in Cages is a little confronting, but there are some that are even more so. Chariot being one of them. Exploration. Oh, that's beautiful. And the Dalai Lama. So yes, no, some of them are gorgeous, and then some of them are quite difficult. Conflict with a fighter jet dropping bombs. Can't remember what that fire dance is called, but it's very cool to watch. Let's see, destruction. So yeah, that's a bit more confronting. There are a couple that are downright gross. There's a animal dissection one somewhere in here. I don't know. Sorry, I can't remember where I was, and I had a camera issue. But yeah, it's not afraid to get a bit in the dirt when it needs to. This one, it can be quite blunt, and yeah, see, that's a bit sad. And is not really messing around in terms of both the good and the bad in the world. So that is New Era Elements, which I don't see around very much, but I quite like it. I didn't pull it out this winter, but sometimes it does feel like a bit of a wintry deck for me, so I've been known to do that. So number 6 is Soil, a deck that grounds you. And for me, the one that's been doing that for me lately is the Primordial Tarot, which has felt very like, you know, get it into the mud and muck of the world sort of a deck. And I've only started using it in the last couple of weeks, so I'm not as familiar with it as I am with some others. But it definitely feels very connected to the earth to me. Excuse me. There's a spiritual aspect to it, but also one that keeps your feet firmly in the ground, I feel, anyway. So yeah, that's the Primordial Tarot. And then Early Bloomers is a deck that showers you in color after a long winter. And I picked, can I get this to open? Good. Tarot Avatara for that. This is the Exuberance of Summer deck. So maybe it's not quite so early spring, but when I'm so tired of winter and just need some vibrancy back in my life, even if it's before anything is flowered, which, I mean, it's beginning of May as I'm filming this, and things are only just starting to flower here because we're behind everybody. But it's the vibrancy of this deck that does that for me and gets me through the doldrums of a winter that won't end through to summer. And I'd keep it out for most of the summer usually. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's just so good. Yep, love this one. So next is Late Bloomers, a deck which, whoops, technical difficulties. Sorry, that didn't want to go back in its box. Late Bloomers, a deck which lessons take a while to unfurl. For that one, I picked the Margaret Peterson, because this one for me, I got it and loved it immediately. It is beautiful, but I didn't know how to use it right off the bat, and it was a bit hard to connect to. I was, having grown up in the sort of ultra-conservative fundamentalist town that I did, you're removed, separated from both your body and also your intuition. You very much have to follow their way of looking at the world. And so my intuition was sort of disengaged for a while. And it took a while to find it again and to trust it again. And this was one of the decks that became easier to use as I did that. Because it's not immediately obvious what's happening in any of these scenes. But I sort of love that about it. You have to just dive in and go for it. And I have used these for meditation and for journeying or dream work as well. So it's lovely for all those sorts of things. But yeah, it definitely took a while to figure out how to connect to. It's so beautiful though. Sometimes I just pull a card and set it on my dresser and like leave it out for a week or two and just think about it every time I pass it. See what it brings up for me, I guess. Yeah, beautiful. The next one is Baby Birds, a deck that is chirping at you, ready to see the world. So this is a deck I just got. Like, I haven't even recorded the deck haul video yet, although that'll probably go up first. This is the Scarab and Dahlia Tarot. It's brand new to me, and I'm not entirely sure. I like the feel of the paper. It's a bit, but anyway, I do really want to use this. I'm going to go through it one more time. I've walked through it once just for myself. I'm going to do that one more time, possibly in that deck haul video that will be up and recorded by the time this goes up, I think. But it was on sale, and I think it shipped from the States, so tariffs are a whole adventure these days, but the sale made it sort of like that was canceled out. So yeah, I have to pick which one of these lovers I'm going to leave into. I think that first one, but I don't know, I like this one too. We'll see. Anyway, I really want to play with this one and see how it reads for me. And yeah, not loving the feel of the paper, but I really love the images, so I'll get over that, I guess. Yep, that is that. Baby Birds. I can't remember, whoops, when this deck came out, but I think it's new-ish. I just didn't get it right as soon as it came out. And then the last one is Pollinators, a deck that reminds you of the world's interconnectedness. So I do have the Sacred Bee decks, but I feel like I've put those in like 3 videos recently. So I picked the Canterbury Oracle instead, an ecological, spiritual guide and creative prompt deck. which is a heck of a subtitle. The box is a bit not my favorite, and the cardstock is not my favorite, but the images on the cards are incredible, and I love them. They're so imaginative and surprising. Your feet are 2 fish. Like, that's just weird, but it's my kind of weird. The setting sun sings songs of unmaking. Like, I have no idea what that means. I'd have to sit down with that for a while. But the artwork is beautiful. Circle decks are not my favorite thing in the world, but this one I got because it was just too pretty not to. And I love the idea of it, like the concept behind it, the ecological spiritual guide. I think that's fantastic. And the book is also, the guidebook is one of the better guidebooks I've ever read, so yeah. This is, ooh, little crab. This is the Pollinator deck, reminding us that everything is interconnected. So that is, what is this tag called? From Seed to Soul decks. The prompts are down below if you want to do it. And I'll link Kate's original video as well, so you can watch that. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.